Hello everyone and welcome to Luis Discusses Everything. Today we're going to discuss the phenomenon that is occurring in American politics regarding Biden's approval rating. Biden's approval rating has been ticking up in the last couple of weeks to a considerable amount, to the point where his average is going up to about 44% on the 538 polling average. In addition to that, you see that Democrats across the board on the Senate and on the House are ticking up in terms of polls. So that means the generic ballot is going up, but that also means that polls across the various states that are having senatorial races are also ticking up. So it's a phenomenon that is across the board. And this seems to be happening for a myriad of reasons. First of which was the Dobbs decision, which dictated the elimination by the Supreme Court of Roe versus Wade. But it also is the bellwether of the Kansas referendum, which put Roe versus Wade into law in the state. Also, the special election in Minnesota, which saw the Republican win only by 4% in a district that Trump won by 11% in the 2020 election. And most recently, the victory of the Representative Ryan in New York's 19th congressional district, which saw a Democrat win in a district that is +1 Biden from the 2020 election, win it by 4%. So the candidate winning by 4%, a district that was won by Biden in 2020 by 1%. So arguably, in a period in which the Democrats are less favored, the Democrat won by a higher margin than the 2020 election. Now, there are various reasons why this is happening. A number of them have been the more recent laws that have been passed, the bills that have been passed, that have favored popular wants. For example, the most recent one being the Inflation Reduction Act, which curbed climate change, amongst other provisions. The elimination of student loans recently, the CHIPS Act, which gave funding to corporations which manufacture semiconductor chips, the PACT Act, which expanded healthcare benefits for veterans, and also the bipartisan gun reform, and to some extent the CARES Act, but that was last year, and also the infrastructure bill from also last year, those to a lesser extent. The more recent bills that were passed have been a motivating factor. But the single biggest motivating factor has been definitely abortion rights across the nation. In fact, in this most recent election in New York's 19th congressional district, what really drove out Democratic voters in the election was precisely the rights of abortion and the need for them to be protected. This conglomeration of events, this conglomeration of passage of bills, coupled with the event of Roe versus Wade being overturned, has moved the political landscape in favor of the Democrats to the point where they not only are slated to keep the Senate, but they might have a higher chance to keep the House. I previously, in another video, has said that was almost a foregone conclusion. This appears to be the event that has said otherwise. Now, these things can change. The environment is still very much in favor of the Republicans in the sense that the economy is still suffering through inflation. Housing market is still array. A lot of employees are still having to take one or two jobs just to make ends meet. So it's not all happy and jolly. But in this instance in particular, it seems that right now, as of August 2022, Democrats still seem to be having the momentum. We will see if in the closing months as we get closer to November, whether this changes or stays the same. But like anything in politics, it's up in the air. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, share this video with friends. Check out the store to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.